Netflix is in trouble. Their Harry and Meghan series has a 12% Rotten Tomatoes audience score. The people have spoken. They're done. They loathe Mr. and Mrs. Markle because Megflix portrays an insecure spare to the throne and a social climber as two silver spoon radicals that'll pimp any woke cause for cash, in between slinging mud at their family and betraying a royal queen and a grandmother even after her passing, simply for more attention and likes. My grandfather once told me that blood is thicker than water, but even that bond can evaporate with hate. I typically don't cover celebrities. I slay giants and I step on cockroaches, but when you got a fake Duchess from LA and her mentally deficient husband crawl into bed with a streaming giant that impacts culture and politics, well, I'm going to pull out the boot. What's going on, everybody? I hope all of y'all are preparing to have a phenomenal weekend, my friends. Netflix stock has been cut in half in 2022, and now the studio's pinning their hopes for success on a royal jet-setting couple, a hustler and a hater, who perfectly embody the millennial cult of me, mine, and more. Harry and Meghan, the docu-series, is a complete disaster.
Orchestrated reality show. Yep.
So what's the point of this series? Is this just another pity party? Are you trying to cash in before Parliament next year strips you of your titles and you have nothing left to sell? Not very noble or endearing.
No one knows the full truth. We know the full truth.
Neither of you know what truth or facts are about, but this series isn't about truth. It's about how a hater and a hustler believe the world is going to view them. It's about boosting their favorability. This is a bona fide PR stunt, nothing more. That's why they built the first 3 episodes on the foundation of a grave of one of the most noble and legendary women in the modern history. That's Princess Diana.
I always see it on my mum's face. So much of what Meghan is and how she is so similar to my mum.
What do you think your mother would have thought of Meghan or said about Meghan?
I'm sure she's
with us.
I'm sure she's with us, yeah. You know, jumping up and down somewhere else.
And on top of all that, it's 100% hypocritical coming from Meghan to lambast and attack her father for a mistake he made for doing the very same thing that she and Harry are doing, just for a little bit less money.
The week before our wedding, we get a call from our joint communications secretary. Your father's been staging pictures and taking money from the press. And I was like, what kind of pictures?
So think about that. Harry and Meghan have been paid $100 million by Netflix. That's about $244,000 a minute for 6 episodes to continue their campaign of complaint, and to exploit titles they didn't earn, selling a name from a family they can't stand that they brand as racist, all while talking about a truth that people need to know and spilling the beans everyone's already thrown up.
Like, so all royal news goes through the filter of all the newspapers within the royal rota. It's like, this family is ours to exploit.
That's exactly how part of that velvet pillow under your royal rump is paid for, Harry. See, the money that goes to your bloodline before you got cut off from your family, part of that comes from your other family, the British citizens, the taxpayer, the ones you also call bigot, those who foot the bill for your playboy billionaire, not genius beta male lifestyle. And all they wanted from you was one simple thing, from the man who would never be king and the fake Duchess from LA, was to fulfill your obligations, to carry out your duties as working royals, to maintain the 1,000 years of tradition and history of the monarchy, not have another public meltdown and throw a romper room temper tantrum talking about your personal truth and the unimaginable pain.
There are now 3 people under your bed.
Do you have enough light?
I mean, Archie loves Benny and the Jets. It is his favorite song, and to watch a 2-year-old go, Benny!
So I wore a lot of muted tones, but it also was so I could just blend in.
Miss Brandt?
Yes.
Get me a violin.
Funny how times change, but people don't. You know, when Harry and Meghan had every one of their wishes granted by the family, the royals were grand.
No, we're thrilled.
Absolutely thrilled.
Absolutely thrilled. It's such exciting news.
His family's been so welcoming.
And then later, when just they were politely told no for a few of their requests, Meghan mocked the queen, and she would later spit at the crown.
Like, I curtsied as though I was like,
But Meghan's real pain and trauma began when she had to learn etiquette, when she had to follow the rules, when she had to stop violating the Queen's edict that working royals could not wade into controversial political waters nor spotlight any crazy social justice messages. Do you think that's what Meghan did?
I don't want to embarrass the family.
Yeah, I really believe you, old girl. That's one big fat whopper of a lie. Why don't you be that proud, fourth wave radical feminist, plant a flag in the ground, say, hey, I did it. I'm selfish. I own it. I did things my way. I challenge you. I dare you. Go for it.
This is the woman who's turning Britain's most traditional brand on its head. Meghan Markle isn't British, she's been married before, she's mixed race, and she doesn't shy away from politics.
Meghan was more of an activist.
But Netflix were probably jumping for joy when they first got the ratings in for Harry and Meghan. See, it temporarily dethroned one of their mega hits called Wednesday. But like I said, temporary. Because that's after all the people had satisfied their curiosity, hate watching the show. And then the series sunk back under the water. And Netflix simply repeated the same mistake they made 1,000 times over the last couple of years. They've hitched their wagon to this woke train that has reached a dead end in fashion and in society because so many people have been driven away in droves. We can see it all around us. Henry Cavill just walked from The Witcher because it was woke. The production was woke. It didn't honor the lore. Its prequel series is already toast. Cutie still hangs over Netflix's head, and now they have Meghan. They got Harry and Meghan. And the Hollywood critics in the Hive just gave it a 45% Rotten Tomatoes critic score. Now you think the news is going to say, hey, those are bots. Those are the critic bots. No, those are just facts. Netflix, Harry and Meghan can't disguise how much this story doesn't add up. Harry and Meghan review, a royal pity party on Netflix. Harry and Meghan's Netflix documentary is a hypocritical attention grab. That's just a little taste of what they've been writing up in papers all around the world. It's interesting, no? But what do you think that a hater and a hustler do when they don't have compelling skill sets in order to earn a living for their family and pay for their $15 to $20 million mansion, their chicken coop, and their jet-setting lifestyle traveling from Monaco to London to Las Vegas and back to California? They invent a few lies, create some conspiracies, then hype the drama. See, the series was supposed to repackage the couple and reshape the narrative, and they were hoping against hope that the 4K broadcast of their life wouldn't reveal a few of their sins under the makeup and lies. Now, to really understand these people, you have to dig underneath their skin. They actually use photos from the Harry Potter premiere and from Katie Price going to the magistrate's court when she was going to be sentenced. They did that so they could build more drama and tell you, hey, look, our life really was in threat. We couldn't step outside without risking everything. But when someone has to use lies on top of their lies in order for you to feel empathy and compel and engage you to watch it some more, it really takes a lot to understand who they are. So you had Harry, the black sheep of a royal family, married an almost 40-something Meghan. She was a divorcee who had just passed her Hollywood expiration date, so she had to hook a prince or be irrelevant forevermore. Well, everything was fine in the beginning. They had the whole fairy tale multi-million-pound wedding. The world loved them, the press idolized them, and people cheered. But their true character didn't emerge till after the wedding. That's when they still wanted all the pomp, all the parades of royal life, but they didn't want to work. That's who Meghan and Harry are. They didn't want to be a part of the royal family anymore. Harry, in my opinion, married Meghan to use as a murder weapon to bring down the monarch if he didn't get what he wants. Got a lot of anger inside, that boy. And Meghan, she's just a giant middle finger to anyone who doesn't give her what she wants. So what they're doing right now, they're building a $200 million nest egg to hang out with their West Coast pals and watch the entire world burn. If you don't want to see everything continue to be corrupted and rotted, all you got to do is give them the silent treatment. And that way we'll be spared from Pity Party Season 2.
Everything is just smaller.
And you remember that we never bow down, we never bend the knee, always forward.